it this far. Jack Frederick, new member, Snazzy supporter. Thank you very much for that. And that can serve as the inaugural me noting that the thing that will guarantee that I read your comment and or address your questions will be if you submit a super chat, or if you're already a Patreon supporter, if you put it in the Livestream Discord channel. But I will try and keep up with the chat otherwise, but no guarantees otherwise. Plus, if super chats, they get you the heart from me and my thank you. So, hope everybody is feeling all right. I am on day 2 of being 40. That, it's weird, but it's not upsetting. Like, it feels like a number that a lot of people freak out about. And like, I've sort of played up the idea, you know, oh my God, I'm turning 40. Ah! I mean, the reality is, I feel the same as I did 2 days ago. What's the big deal? Just talking about how great I look? Well, as you should, clearly. How was my breakfast cake? The breakfast cake was delightful. My mother made that. That's homemade cake. And it does actually work as a breakfast. It's dense. Happy belated 40th. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying the Disney stuff so well. That was such a headache. I am really glad that people have found it helpful, though. Happy belated birthday. Happy your day. Ooh. 40th is next year. Well, join me, Molly. Join me in the MILF phase of life. I barely remember my 40s. I'm sure you remember some things, Carolyn. Pretty sure that's alcohol. I don't know what you're talking about. And you can't prove that to be true. Couple more years, you'll be the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. Thank you so much for getting that right. I try not to be an asshole about it, but like it does really rub me the wrong way when people go, oh, 42 is the meaning of life. I'm like, it's not the meaning. It's the answer to the great question, which we don't actually know what it is, but it's not the meaning. So thank you for getting that right. I appreciate that greatly. People making a fuss about turning 30, 40, 50, or whatever is a scam. I mean, it is a scam, but, like, it is also, like, a thing. It does kind of worm its way into your head if you let it. So, you know. I just turned 30, so happy new decade to both of us. Yes, Jesse turns 30 this year. That was frustrating to realize we will never be in the same decade of life at the same time. I did get sent a number of things, some off my wish list, some things not, which I am going to be showing off and like sort of opening. Like I did check everything that came in. Either because I needed to be sure that it was cleared off the wish lists once I received it, and then the other reason was I have in the past received requests from people, like in notes included, that they actually didn't want things opened on air, so I don't do that blindly anymore. But I will be talking a little bit about some of the stuff that was sent my way because there were some very lovely things from some very lovely people, all greatly appreciated. You're just as hot as you were 2 days ago also. Thank you, Jay Beals. I appreciate that. Actually, childhood is overrated too. I mean, some people don't have good childhoods. I would say childhood is something that's hard to appreciate while you're in it, even if you have a good one. Oh, John Vinyls, thank you so much. Thoughts on Balto, We're Back, a Dinosaur Story, and or the American Tail series? Okay. I've never seen We're Back, so toss that one out. I have seen the first and I think the third Balto movie. They were better than I expected them to be. They were decent. They didn't stick too much in my head, though. I saw them when I was older, like in my 30s. I can now say in my 30s, and that is a distinctly past period of time. Got to get used to that. As for An American Tail, I grew up on the original. I liked at the time Five Goes West, but I find that, and this is something that actually happens a little bit with All Dogs Go to Heaven as well, with a character like, oh God, what's her name? Anne Marie. That the cutesiness of Don Bluth sometimes grates on me. It's like a little too saccharine. And that goes on a little bit in American Tail with Fievel's characterization in particular. That having been said, like I like Don Bluth's visual style very much, and I definitely appreciate what he's going for with those movies. Yeah, I like them. I don't love them. That's sort of where I am on that. Captain Omni, thank you for the super chat. Happy Spirit Journey Formation anniversary. Ooh, I like that. Bonus points if you get the reference. Sadly not, but I like it anyways. Most times are hard to appreciate until after they're gone. Yeah. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? Who do I want to play the next Doctor? Joe Martin. I'm going to stand by that until I'm told it's somebody else. Not a single gray hair on you. Oh, that's a lie. That's a freaking lie. I don't know if you folks realize how much gray I have. I don't know how well it shows up under the shooting lights. You see me under natural light. You see me in sunlight. There is so much gray. Oh, it's crazy. I've got it's like I have to run my fingers through it to get it to show up because it's kind of covered most of the time. But there's like a whole streak of gray up in here. It's not minor. It's not subtle. It's increasingly prominent. I also kind of like it. Like I've embraced it at this point, but like, oh no. I am not free of grays. So if you think I am, it just means that the lighting setup is very generous to me. That's all that means. Oh, Captain Omni, thank you very much. The Beatles, the Monkees, or the Rolling Stones? Stones. Easily the Stones. Now, granted, if you're taking like the latter day careers of the Stones, it gets a little, but if I basically consider their heyday of the 60s into the 70s to be so good, I kind of don't care whether or not they suck later on. I prefer the Stones. When did I first notice gray or white hair? At 29. That's when I started noticing like single individual strands. But it's spread since then. There's a German burlesque performer famous for her flowing gray locks. Gray can be very hot. The thing is, though, you actually look at, I mean, again, you can't really see them under this light. But you look at my grays, I've kind of skipped gray. They've gone right to white. So I don't really have the, oh, you're starting to gray. It's like, no, individual strands have just given up. Given the Hugh Grant rumors going around, I'd be up for Davies wasting several regenerations and the 60th and getting all Fatal Death Doctors in. I really don't want them to do that. Like, it only worked in a humorous context, and I'm sorry, it's wasteful in anything other than a joke context. It's wasteful of a concept, it's wasteful of people's time, it's wasteful of people's hopes when they see somebody playing the Doctor who they would like to keep playing the Doctor, but won't. Very, you seem to like my gray hair well enough. Well, you look lovely with your hair, Carolyn. I did like your hair. I do like your hair. Present tense. Oh, Captain Omni, one more time. Thank you so much. My cousin went full Steve Martin hair at 19. I kid you not. I had a friend in high school who went completely silver. I think she was 23. I remember I saw her, and I had assumed it was something she did on purpose. And I was like, I like your hair. She was like, thanks. I just lost all my color about a year ago. I was like, oh, crap. And I felt bad because even though I had complimented it, like I didn't know if I touched a point that she was sensitive about or not. So yeah, that happens. It's also one of the reasons, like, it's been really hard for me to, like, pin down Steve Martin's age because he went gray so dang young. White strands in your hair, so you're rogue. It's not that prominent a streak yet. Maybe we'll get there. Excuse me. Do I like the song Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses? It's all right. 80s hair metal isn't really my genre, but no, that's a decent song. So we'll start talking gifts by starting with this, which was gifted to me by one of my burlesque friends at a gathering on Saturday. My friend Libby gave me this. And I'm actually wearing some, I don't know if you can see them, these little blue dot earrings on either side. Friend Ginge gave me those. And apologies up front. If anybody who sent me something that I don't mention, because I tried to remember everything that came and I tried to like keep it all together, but something in my gut is telling me I've lost track of something, that there was something that was sent to me early in the month off the wish list that I don't remember what it is or where it went. I don't know if that's true, but I have a gut feeling it is. So if that ends up being true and I missed something and don't thank somebody, I'm sorry. I definitely got it, but my mind has drawn a blank because I have ADHD and I'm old. So there you go. Oh, Captain Omni again. Big spender. Pink Floyd, Jethro Tull, or King Crimson? Well, I don't know King Crimson. Ooh. I think here. Okay, so here's the thing. The things of Pink Floyd's that I like about as much as the things from Jethro Tull that I like. However, there's more stuff from Pink Floyd that I like. So I think I'll have to go to Pink Floyd on that. That wasn't super easy though. All right, let's try this. That's very pleasant. I shall have to thank Libby. Well, the other thing Libby gave me was a jar of pickles, which is already empty and gone. That happened yesterday. That was dead. So, what is my favorite edition of Dungeons and Dragons? I haven't played all that many, and I haven't played them in enough detail to know all the differences. So I'm actually not a good resource on that. At this point, I've spent the most time playing 5e, and I enjoy it. So that works for me. Question, has there been something that you knew would be bad or not great just from the look, and when it comes out, you're like, someone pick up the phone because I freaking called it? Yeah, that's definitely happened. I'm trying to think of a good example, though, because there have definitely been cases where, like, I've gone, looked at a trailer and gone, this trailer looks bad, and been told, oh, you can't be all like down on that, and like, it's just a trailer, and then it comes out and it is bad. It is in fact very bad. I'm having a hard time making a call on that as to like a good specific example, but it's definitely happened. Oh, Clay Leach, thank you very much. Happy belated birthday. I'm only 22. I have a long way to go. Well, hopefully we all have a long way to go. That's the hope. What are my thoughts on Pink Floyd's The Wall? See, I bet you already know that. That album used to be on a bit of a loop when I was in high school. Do I listen to rap? Not really. I never really got into it. I appreciate it, and I understand on an intellectual level its appeal. It just doesn't really appeal to me. Didn't even make it home. The pickles, no. Well, no, technically they did. It was about a third of the jar left by the time I got home, and then I just ate them. I was unpacking from getting back home. I took the jar out. It didn't even make the fridge. I just finished them. Happy birthday, Boxing Day. Thank you, Ben. They do say life begins at 40. Yeah, you know who says that? People over 40. I'm not saying they're necessarily wrong. I'm just saying they kind of have a vested interest in that mentality. Have I seen much of Critical Role? I've actually not seen or heard any of Critical Role other than the theme music. Theme music's great. I love it. But no, I haven't got around to that. One of many things I have yet to get to. Oh, you were talking about the movie The Wall. I like it. It's weird. It's dark. I got to be in a certain mood if I'm going to get through it, but it's good. And again, something I watched a bit in high school. We all have a long way to go. That's not my... Well, when I say we all, I kind of mean like we all round about these parts, not like we all planet-wide. I'll leave it at that. Oh, Captain Omni, thank you very much. My girlfriend is starting to get into burlesque, and she compared to my career indie pro wrestling. Oh, I would say there's tons of comparisons to be made there. Yes! Yes! Well, I agree in the theatrical aspects. Would you say that's 100% accurate? I know nothing of it. 100% accurate? Well, no, it's not a complete one-to-one, but like you have to develop a persona, come up with a stage name, figure out how you want to interact with audience, elaborate costumes, choreographed moves. No, there's a lot of parallels. Yeah. No, I think that's super valid, that comparison. I dig it. I like it. When I was 13 and saw Kick-Ass 2 trailer, I knew the second that trailer started, that movie was gonna suck. I never bothered to watch Kick-Ass 2. Oh, I should start talking about some of the stuff I got. I don't know how well this will show up because I know I've got the autofocus off, so I can't like pull this so close to the camera that you'll actually be able to see it properly because it won't focus. But I got these were off my wish list. These little earrings with squirrels on them because I have a squirrel brain. So those were one thing that I was sent. Grab another thing down here. Happy birthday, Vera. I'm of the opinion that given more time or a better script, George Clooney could have been a good Batman. Same Brandon Routh, a good Superman. Yeah, potentially. You know, that I think in both cases, the problems with their movies weren't them. I think that's very much the case in both situations there. This one. Oh, yes, this. Okay, so this is the one from Gozer. Wrestling is Butch Burlesque confirmed. Yes, absolutely confirmed. I am looking forward to this, and I did open this earlier, but this is an earring. It's got a dangle piece, and since I've got the multiple piercings now on this side, that's something I can actually make use of with the connector. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, Gozer. Ooh, Captain Omni. Thank you very much. As a follow-up to the last one, my current wrestling gimmick is Disco Danger, a.k.a. Disco Stew puts the hurt on you. Oh. Disco Stew. Oh, what a insane character. I remember when that character was first introduced and it was a one-off gag. Um, my cat can never catch a squirrel. She thinks she can, though. Well, many of them do. Myself and a few friends are watching Batman and Robin for our bad movie night on Saturday. Solid pick. Am I familiar with the Train Spotting films? I am. I've only seen the first one, though, and not in a long time. Probably been over 20 years since I've seen that. Mr. L, thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. Happy first anniversary of your 39th birthday. Yeah, that's one way to obfuscate it, isn't it? I am turning 25 for the 16th time. Chris McGovern, thank you very much. Happy 4-0, Vera. Even with grayish hairs, I would love to have some of your hair where mine is a bit thin in the back. Growing it long, though. I'm certainly grateful for the hair I have, gray or not. There's no question about that. So, some of the... Oh, hang on. Let me show this. So, this sweater, Liz got me this. This is another design from Hi-Ho Silver Works. So it's, sort of goth and somewhat witchy, which is very much their aesthetic, and I love their stuff. What was this? Oh, I did see this, but I didn't take it out of the bag till I get a proper sense of it. Oh, did I miss? Oh, did I miss something where I should have said thanks? Oh, hey, Crispy Pro. It is good to see you. Thank you. I missed you coming in because I'm very self-absorbed like that. Ooh. 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 Oh, that's gonna be fun. Ooh. So it's, and it's lace up in the back. So that's kind of that needs to be ironed, but that's got potential. Ooh, that'll be fun. Thank you very much for whoever sent that. A lot of these didn't come with notes, although I know it's in many cases because it's from Amazon and there isn't the gift option with everything. Captain Omni, once more, thank you. If you got into pro wrestling, what would you make your gimmick and persona? Would you incorporate some of your burlesque persona in it? I have no idea. I mean, my natural inclination would be to go dominatrix-esque, which I think lends itself towards being a heel. Other than that, I'm not sure I'm prepared to figure out too much more. Happy uterus escape anniversary. But I feel like that's my go-to thoughts. Something I can recommend if you're sick of dark and emo Batman Brave and the Bold. Yes, I've had that recommended to me by a few people. I've seen like a couple of episodes. Am I gonna watch the new West Side Story? I was never planning to. I don't care. Vera, that's why I keep track of things. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Carolyn. I really mean that. Meg said hi, by the way. She wanted me to tell you that. Happy birthday, Lady Vera. Thank you, Homebody. Much appreciated. Frequent viewer of Jesse Gender tuning in. Happy birthday. Oh, thank you, Olivia. Nice to see you here. So, one of the things I was sent that was off a wish list, it was very specifically off of the Vera Wild as opposed to Council of Geeks wish list. So I can't. Maybe I could. I don't want. I can't show it on stream because I don't want to risk having the playback flagged as 18 plus. But that was very thoughtful. So maybe somewhere else I'll talk about what was sent off of that. So this one, This one came from Aaron O'Connell. There was a note with this one. And I've been meaning to see this for a while. Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes. Yes, please. Just on principle. Yes. Oh. God, the Turtles. I was so into them when I was young. How would I approach playing the Doctor if I was cast? I have no idea. I think like the idea that's kind of stuck in my head when I've thought about that is hyper focused, and in a way that cuts both ways. In a way that like can really zero in on the problem in a crisis, but might also mean they're failing to notice that that their companions are in danger, or that their own life might be in danger. And that's sort of like a ground level to start from. Do I think I'd play a better Doctor or Master? Well, I'd rather play the Doctor. I think Master would be fun. Turtle power? Yes, right. Say what all 4 of the turtles do as mentioned in the original theme from memory. Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines, Raphael is cool but rude, Michelangelo is a party dude. Captain Omni, thank you once more for the super chat. I went disco for the sole reason of, despite being a metalhead and classic rock fan, I always had a major soft spot for disco as a guilty pleasure. There's nothing wrong with disco. Like, it had a bad rap for a while, but like it was oversaturated for sure. But there's nothing inherently wrong with disco. My wrestling character is traditional, but my character, like myself, openly pan, has a little bearing on my character because I hate all the LGBT wrestlers being a heel and creepy. Oh, fair point. Fair point. Have I watched any of the Batman 2004 animated series? Somebody is talking about possibly commissioning me for some of that. So I've watched a little. That might happen soon. I don't know yet. We'll see. Have I seen any of the modern Turtle properties? I really haven't. Like, the thing is, I know which versions of the Turtles I love. And I'm not so in love with the concept that I need to see every new iteration, if that makes sense. Not that I'm like, oh, not my Turtles. I'm sure they're fine. Just, I don't know. I'm not so invested in it that I feel the need to what was I going to say? I feel the need to like take in every alternate version. Strum Dynasty, thank you very much. Would you consider reading an audiobook on commission? So, okay, I got to parse your question there, because if you're asking if I would consider listening to an audiobook as a commission, yes. I mean, truth be told, I frequently use audiobooks to supplement my reading of physical works whenever I get commissioned for books, because finding time to actually sit down and read is frequently difficult for me, both between my schedule and just with how my brain works. But if you're asking me to like narrate an audiobook, that wouldn't be a Patreon commission. That would be, we'd have to negotiate an actual contract for me to do that as work. But I'm not sure that's what you meant. It's just my brain realized that was a possible reading. Oh, I meant recording, to clarify. Oh, okay. So yeah, if you're asking if I would make myself available as a narrator for an audiobook, yeah. That is priced. That would have to be determined and negotiated, and it would depend on length to a certain degree. But I also like, I'm not gonna like say it publicly on stream, but like I know ballpark what it would probably run because I know what I had to pay to hire a narrator for my audiobook. So, which I need to get back to editing. One of my material regrets is losing my original TMNT comics over the course of my travels in life. Oh, that is a shame. I love the original Turtles. Like, they're dumb, but I love them. I love the original Eastman and Laird. Would I ever cosplay as Regina George from Mean Girls? No, it's a boring cosplay. There's nothing particularly interesting about any of her looks. Not to me, at any rate. So no, absolutely not. Have you ever seen Todd's video about Katy Perry's Witness album? Yes, I did. I keep up with Todd's stuff. He mentions the front cover possibly being inspired by the Neon Demon. Yeah, I saw that. I was hoping he would offhandedly say that the Neon Demon sucks. He didn't. That's fine. I seem to be one of a depressingly small number of people willing to bang that drum of how bad the Neon Demon freaking sucks. It sucks. Is there a remake or a movie or TV show that you think is better than the original? Oh, yeah. There's definitely some out there. If you're asking me to come up off the top of my head, I'm probably not going to pull that together. But no, they're definitely out there. Can you give me examples of villains in TV shows that get better after they are defeated rather early on rather than suck? Oh, okay. So what you're kind of talking about is just sort of the issue of villains who get defeated but like stick around and how that tends to really hamper their effectiveness as villains. So again, I probably could. I'm not coming up with any off the very top of my head, unfortunately. Which means that it puts me in a situation where I don't doubt that I could come up with some. I'm not going to sit here and struggle in front of camera trying to think of it because that's not interesting streaming. I never heard of Neon Demon until that video. Yeah, you don't need to hear about the Neon Demon. And the Neon Demon also killed any interest I ever had in ever seeing anything by Nicholas Winding Refn, the writer-director on that. Because once I saw how far up its own ass that movie was, I'm like, I don't want to ever see anything by this director. Ew. Aongus! Hello! Don't know why that turned into Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello! You'll have to pardon me that I'm melting like a snow cone in Phoenix. Following your No Time to Die catch-up, how long before people catch to the fact its main villain makes no sense and it renders the rubbish specter even more pointless? Feels like we're dealing with sunk investment now. The only thing that makes any sense to me is why people were kinder to No Time to Die than to Spectre is because it was Craig's last outing, and he was pretty decent in it. So I feel like people wanted to like that more. They wanted it to be good. I think some people maybe even needed it to be good. It's not, though. It's really not. And it doesn't make sense. Venga Boys are back in town. Thank you very much for the super chat. That was just fun to say out loud. Scarecrow in Batman Begins was that kind of villain for me. He kept showing up in the sequels and being beaten almost immediately. Yeah, he was a little bit. I didn't think his appearance made a heck of a lot of sense in Dark Knight Rises. I did think it made sense in The Dark Knight. Tara Staller, thank you very much. Happy birthday, Vera. It's scary how much we have in common with our birthdays being close and the same age and the grays. I had slightly less, but may have changed since I started dyeing it since 6 months ago. It's a process. The loss of color. But chemicals can put it back. Um. Oh, Michael Anderson Doyle, thank you very much. All hail Queen Nathaniel, 3 months, no regrets. Thank you so much for keeping up with the membership. I greatly appreciate that. Do I like milkshakes? Heck yes, I like milkshakes. Absolutely. I'm watching the James Bond movies in order. I've only watched Dr. No. I'm sorry, I wouldn't recommend doing that. I really, really wouldn't. But best of luck to you. Oh, John Vinyls, thank you so much. Random rant. I hate the argument of it's a space wizard movie for kids. It doesn't need to make sense or have complex themes. What do like? Here's my general comeback to anyone who says that it doesn't need to be smart or it doesn't matter if it has themes because it's for kids or because it's a blockbuster or because it's mainstream entertainment. You know what? When there is a kids movie that has those things, like a good Pixar movie, or that there is a blockbuster with more on its mind than just fireworks, I never hear anyone say, man, I wish this was dumber. I wish this had fewer themes. Nobody says that. They only say it as an excuse to defend something that is lacking in an area that there's no reason for it to be lacking in. Yeah, that drives me crazy. Captain Omni, one more. Thank you. If you had your choice of Toyman, Metallo, or Brainiac in a Superman reboot, which would you do? Also, Red Trunks or no? They need to at least come up with a decent visual replacement for the Red Trunks, because without them, the solid blue top to bottom, like, you need the red to break it up. You really do. They got to do something. If not the Trunks, which is the traditional way to do it, something, man. You got to break up that blue. As far as those villains, I would go for Brainiac. And part of the reason is I think Brainiac is all-purpose. I think Brainiac has been around long enough since things like, the Silver Age, where he was a goofier villain, because everything was goofy back in the day. So he could work for a lighter Superman, or if you want to go dark with him, you basically treat him like a one-man Borg collective, and you can go techno horror with him if you're going darker. I think he's very malleable that way. What villain or villains would you like to see in the next Batman movie? Not the Joker. Give the dude a break. Beyond that, Poison Ivy. We are well overdue to get another crack at Poison Ivy in a movie. Happy birthday, by the way. Thank you, Dharma. I appreciate that. I just binged all the Rockies last year for the first time. Whoa, that's a project. I've only seen the first, the last, and the first Creed. So I've seen bits and pieces of others, but I've only seen 3 Rocky movies. 2 Rocky movies and a spinoff. Supreme Omega. Thank you very much for the super chat. Happy 40th. Question: as you get older, how does your taste and attitudes towards pop media like film, TV, comics, etc. change, especially the stuff you grew up with? It actually doesn't that much. Like, I will come to a better understanding intellectually of these things. Like, I will be able to better articulate what does or doesn't work, or I'll be able to recognize with a more highly tuned critical lens something I have deep nostalgia for that it just doesn't work or it has deep fundamental flaws. That does very little to change my own inherent internal gut, visceral love of things or hatred of things. It's pretty rare for me to turn around on something that I hated or to start deeply disliking something that I used to love. Things might soften in one direction or another, but not completely turn all the way around. Like something that maybe I really didn't like, I'll see again as an adult and go, okay, there's more merit to this than I thought there was. Or something I watched as a kid and loved and watch as an adult and go, okay, this isn't as good as my brain had me remembering it, but I'll still ultimately land in the same general, this is good and I like it, or this is bad and I don't. I just might soften on the extremes in that, is kind of the way it usually goes. I think Anya Taylor-Joy would be great for Poison Ivy for Matt Reeves as Batman. That could work. That could work. Clayface is a villain. They've never had in the Batman movies. He's one villain I'd love to see the movies tackle. Well, the reason we haven't had Clayface... Well, reason's twofold. Clayface as a villain could have fit in Burton, or honestly, even in Schumacher. The problem was the technology wasn't really there to do him justice as far as special effects goes. And the problem since then is all of the Batman movies since have been too grounded in reality, and Clayface is a very fantastical villain. He's a mud monster who shapeshifts. I would like to see him too, but they have to back off the realism to get him to work. I'd say you'd be more likely to see him in something like the Suicide Squad, which is willing to go that kind of ridiculous. Cara Watson, thank you. Happy birthday, Vera. Currently swimming in lesson plans and panicking that my inspection might be this week. On my first week, hope your day is going better than mine. My day is going quite well. I hope yours improves. Venga Boys are back in town. Favorite classic Who companion exit. Tegan was mine. Miss you, but my mental health is suffering. I'm gone. Yeah, Tegan was real good. Like, Susan was good too, but that was more good for the Doctor than like her exit being good. That was more like the Doctor's reaction to her exit was really good. I think I might be with you on that. I might be with you there for Tegan. Oh, Tara Staller. Neverending Story, Legend, or Labyrinth? Ooh. Okay. Neverending Story is going at the bottom. Still good. Still like it. But it's not at the same level. And so now you've got my brain competing between Tim Curry as Darkness. Oh, daddy. And David Bowie as Jareth. Okay, the thing is, I can't decide between them, so I have to set them aside and go by everything else in the movie. And going by everything else in the movie that isn't the villains, because I can't pick between them, then it goes to Labyrinth, because I like more of the other stuff that's in there than with Legend. I do still like a lot of Legend, but honestly, if it wasn't for Tim Curry, I might not care about that movie. Labyrinth, I think I wouldn't love it the same without David Bowie, but I probably still care about it. So I think I got to give it to Labyrinth. Have I seen the Netflix show called Human Resources? Nope. I have seen that it exists. I have seen like parts of trailers. Didn't look that interesting or appealing to me. Oh, what was in here? Huh. All right. Don't know what I did with that. I'll have to check around. Had a package. Don't know. Oh, this might have been the package for the squirrel earrings. I hope so. Otherwise, something's floating around in here, and I don't know where. So what else? Oh, I mentioned something that came off the Vera Wild tag. Okay, so there's one other thing that I kind of debated whether or not I was going to actually give thanks for this item, because this was something that was on the wish list, but it was on the wish list more as a placeholder for me to keep track of, and more of a thing that I thought I might get for myself, not with the expectation that anyone would ever actually buy it for me off the wish list. And again, I kind of debated giving thanks for this, because part of me was like, this is actually kind of extravagant, and I don't like the idea that other people might be left feeling that their gifts, whether it be little, things that I've shown, littler things, or even just the super chats, like, isn't enough, and they should have done what I'm about to show you. But then I realized, like, there was no note with this one, so I have no way of confirming that I received it and giving my thanks without doing so here. So let me just note, I don't think I'm going to be keeping anything of this level of extravagance on the wish list going forward, just because I love it, and I'm really glad to have it, but, like, it felt weird to get in a way. But somebody sent me an iPad. So I have an iPad now, which I've never had before. Have already figured out some interesting ways to put it to use. Given that I am partial to putting, like, say, YouTube, longer YouTube videos on in the background while doing stuff. This now enables me to do that while also doing stuff on my phone, because I don't have to be in the app on this. So there's things like that, and it's I've had some use for it for TikTok purposes and some other things. But yeah, that was whew. that was something. So thank you, whoever sent me that. I appreciate it. Oh, got some more super chats that came in. Hey, Angus, thank you again so much. Forgot to actually say happy birthday. And which Studio Ghibli films have you watched? I assume at least Spirited Away, Mononoke, and your favorites. Okay, I've seen all of Miyazaki's movies. So those I've all seen. I've seen some of the non-Miyazaki Ghibli movies. Like, I've seen Grave of the Fireflies. I've seen Secret World of Arietti. My single favorite is Ghost of Totoro. I'm sorry, Jesus. My neighbor Totoro. I'm like, but my brain was mashing several things together there. My Neighbor Totoro, and my nostalgic favorite is Princess Mononoke, because that was the first Miyazaki movie I saw. So I love those a lot. Captain Omni, thank you very much. The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of other things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax and cabbages and kings, and why the sea is boiling hot, and whether pigs have wings. Now that should do. Yes, Discord. Thank you very much, Carowin. I will get right to that. What's my second favorite Fourth Doctor story after City of Death? Ooh, Pirate Planet. So hang on, I gotta jump on over to the Discord real quick, see what's in there. So first, was there a time change in the US? Yes, because we haven't gotten rid of daylight savings yet. Apparently there's like a bill in Congress that they might actually get rid of it, which would be amazing. I'd love that, but yeah, there was a time change. Question, overall, how have you been enjoying Babylon 5 so far? I'm only a couple of episodes in, so it's early to tell. I will say that, like, the thing that I like the most about it is what Jesse's telling me is the strongest aspect, which is the political machinations I find really interesting. Some other elements of it are a little like, but I'm enjoying it so far. What else have I got? 35 hurt me more than 40 did. Don't know why. I'll believe that. Hope it's going good for you. It is. It's going quite well so far. Trans femme people, and pickles, such a thing. Like, the thing for, like, I was a pickle addict even before I was on Sparano. So, long running for me. Squirrel brain for the win. Yes. Heck yes. Can't wait to hear what you can't show on screen. Yeah. I'll probably mention it in the Council of Geeks Discord in the NSFW channel. Every time I hear someone say they're 40, I just picture Mike Gundy screaming in my head. Guess that shows how much of a sports nut I am. I don't know who Mike Gundy is. I'll take your word for that. Also, once again, happy birthday. 40 is a nice number, very fun to say. 40. 40. I'm going to go on record in saying if you want to watch the American Song Contest, I wasn't planning to, but here's some advice, please don't. Such a bastardization of something European on the same level of Doctor Who 1996 movie. Yeah, I mean, that's the impression I got. It's basically American Eurovision, which, why? Birthday or Yule cards, funny or heartfelt? I tend to prefer funny. I don't mind how, okay. If I'm opening it in the presence of whoever gave it to me, I would much prefer funny. If the person who gave it to me is not going to be present for my opening of it, heartfelt is fine. I just feel really awkward reading something super heartfelt with the person sitting right there. It just feels weird to me. No pickles for me. Worked at a pickle factory for a summer. Came home smelling like brine. Oh. It's a good thing you didn't know me. I would have jumped all over you. So, let me just check one other thing here real quick. Whee! Okay. Oh, one last thing. Mike Gundy is really only famous for being a coach who screamed that he's a 40-year-old man when the media attacked one of his players. Okay. Okay, then. All right, I'm back in the chat now. But I like the 1996 movie. There are things I like about the 1996 movie, but like it is very much an Americanization of a British thing. Now, anyone who watches me on TikTok has seen me down a significant amount of pickle brine. No regrets. Mark Rylance's character in Don't Look Up was a better Bond villain than Safin was. Don't remind me of that movie. What does it mean when a grown man plays with his toys? It means he still has a sense of fun. That's probably a good thing. Am I aware of a person called Lumi Rue? They're a non-binary Twitch streamer. I got them to watch your video about Disney and they don't say Gayville on stream. I am not familiar with them. I will look into that. Do I like the song Black Dog by Led Zeppelin? If I know that one, I don't know it off the top of my head. I could probably down as much maple syrup. Oh, maple syrup's good stuff too. The bill is to make daylight savings time permanent. Okay, but it, like you say permanent, but like to lock in that as the time. Like we don't switch anymore. It's the same ultimate thing. It's the same outcome. Don't confuse me when I'm hydrating. Which incarnation of the Doctor would be in a story where they save the porn industry from aliens? The right answer is 12, browser history. Yeah, no, I buy that. 12 strikes me as more sex positive in general. I think he would. You know what? I think 6 might too. Do I prefer sneakers, heels, or boots? Slippers. Do I like the movie Ponyo? I do. It's a weird one, that one, but I do enjoy it. Did I ever watch Regular Show? Nope. I have been in the room when it's on. That's about all I've got. If the bill passes, New England will be on Atlantic time. Okay. I just want time to stop jumping back and forth. I don't really care which one we lock in on. Just stick to one and leave it there. Greatest experience at a con? I don't know if I could name you great, because like, what's great about cons is a collective thing, and it's usually the culmination of all the people you meet, all the people you see, maybe some who you knew online before you met them and things like that. But the thing that like blew my mind at a con was that at this past Gallifrey 1, Jason Hay Gallery, who is the co-founder and the managing director at Big Finish, spotted me, recognized me, told me that he really liked my videos and he watches my channel. That still blows my mind. There is some irony in you of all people objecting to switching. Look, don't mess with my internal clock. That's all I'm saying. Look, all kinds of switching I can get on board with, be in favor of, but don't mess with my sleep schedule. Don't do that. I think we are one bad Middle-earth thing away from fans going toxic and saying the Lord of the Rings trilogy wasn't that good anyway, just to be contrarians. I mean, some folks will, just because they're like that. Like, some people are just like that. Whatever. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up soon. It's almost partly because it's almost 8 o'clock, but also I've been hydrating and I need a bio break. Hamilton or 6? I don't know. They're very different. Finally got around to watching Gravity Falls. Favorite episode I've seen so far is the Rumble McSkirmish one. Oh, Rumble McSkirmish. Oh, God, that show's wonderfully weird. What do I think of Bridgerton? I think nothing. I haven't seen it. Have I seen Sean's latest video? The one on Harry Potter, I've seen that it's up. I haven't had the spoons to deal with it. I'm just not in the mood to either discuss or hear anyone else discuss those books. And like, I understand that it's a largely critical view of them. I'm not saying he shouldn't have done it or anything. I'm just saying I just don't want to. That's where I'm at this point. If the planet was being invaded by aliens, which Doctor and companion would you pick to save the Earth? Seven and Ace. I feel like they had the most coherent dynamic. They would outsmart them or blow them up. Have I ever been in the room where it happens? Well, it depends on what it is, doesn't it? He rips them to shreds. That's the impression I had. But, like, can I be honest? Part of the reason why I haven't watched those videos or videos like that is because as much as I cannot ever get pure happiness or joy or anything that isn't grievously tainted out of Harry Potter anymore or ever again, those books still mattered to me. Those movies still mattered to me. The connections I made with other people geeking out over the fandom of those things still mattered to me. And while there are now and have always been very valid criticisms to be made about them, I'm not loving the general trend in certain aspects of fandom or geekdom or leftist talking points that have basically decided, well, they were always crap, and here's why. Because that feels like it's oversimplifying in the opposite direction of the people who try to defend J.K. Rowling largely because they love Harry Potter. You know, it's just the opposite side of the coin, that the idea that good art is made by good people, and if they're a bad person, then their art must also be bad. Again, this is not to waylay any of Sean's criticisms. I'm sure he makes very valid ones. There's plenty of very valid criticisms to be made about Harry Potter. No doubt. I'm not going to defend the friggin' things. But there's something that strikes me as diverting and being unwilling to contest with the complexity of the situation and your own feeling about it when somebody goes from, well, J.K. Rowling's a bad person. Oh, but I really like Harry Potter. Well, no, Harry Potter was never any good. It just feels reductive as an angle to take things from. And he doesn't necessarily do that. I don't know if he does. I haven't seen it, but like, I know that it's highly negative towards the work, and I'm not in the mood. I'm just not. When Lumi Rue watched your video, she said you reminded them of Jesse because of how generous you are even to people who don't deserve it. Oh, I do take that as a compliment. Like, I try and give people enough benefit of the doubt that they can start to get better. I don't presume anyone will get better, but I try and give the most generous interpretation of things that I can, or at least mention the most generous interpretation of things that I can, even if it's not the one I'm inclined to believe, because I would like those things to turn out to be true. They frequently aren't, but there we go. All right, last super chat, and then I got to wrap it up. Aaron, thank you so much. Happy birthday, and enjoy the movie. Oh, I will. Lots of birthdays around here. Brother today, me on Saturday, friend next week. Well, happy birthday to all of you. I hope you have a good one on Saturday. Boy, you really did sort of all cram together. But thank you so much for joining me for this. Getting older is easier when you can do it in good company. And I am very fortunate to have an amazing partner to age with, to still be good friends with my kid's mother, get to age with her. Although she denies aging, she still claims to be 25. And our kid's getting to an age that's starting to get creepy. But, you know, I have friends that it feels good to be aging with. And you folks, when you're around, getting older doesn't seem like that big a deal because I'm doing it in the presence of good people. So, thank you. And thank you, Carolyn, for the reminder. Twitch, tomorrow, I'm done with Final Fantasy VII Remake. I didn't finish it. I won't. I could not deal with it anymore. I'll be tearing into that at some point, probably next month, in a video. But that means that I'm going to start playing Undertale. So it'll be my first time ever playing that. Feel free to join me on Twitch, the Council of Geeks Twitch stream for that, tomorrow morning at 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time. But the thing that I really want you to remember is that you are beautiful, you are valid, and you are loved. You are the council, and I am just the one who is privileged enough to run the meetings. Until next time, the council is adjourned. McCavity!